So welcome friends, and today we will talk about a very simple example. Okay, that means how we can use the properties, and basically this properties is the add the value properties. Okay, and there are basically three ways of using this value property. The first one, you can pass, because it is used for to give the default values for your you can say for your properties, or you can say for your attributes. So how we can do this? It can do it in a three way. The first one, that you can give a simple default value when you are using this particular annotation. So something like inside double quote, you can pass a value. Okay. So the second way of doing this by using the application.properties file. And third one is by using the YAML file. Okay. And fourth one, you can directly give you use the properties files or YAML files, and you can give some default value. Okay, in this particular two and this three concept, basically we use the signature, something like @ value. And here we'll use double quote, $, and the name of the property or the attribute that we are particularly using. Now, why we use it? Why we use these values? To the first thing here, to give the default value. Suppose you are using a databases, and in the databases, definitely you need to give a value for the driver. You need to give a value for the URL to the database. You need to give a username. You need to give a password. So what we can do, or if you want to define the role like the admin, or if you want to define the port on which the server is running. So a lot of these properties, okay, and these are basically the attributes that you can use in a database or any other concept where you want to give the default values. So what you can do, you can use @ value, okay, annotation. So let me show you how simply we can use this, and I will show you by creating an example. The first come first here, let's say this is my example, and here when I run it, you will get this hello world. Now let me try to do the same. Let me try to give the default values. The first we will do it by using the properties. So I will change the name of this application.yml to, let's say, to properties. And here I am going to give a default value for the three properties. Okay, and actually in Java it is known with the name of instance variable. All right, or the setter or getter methods, or you can say the attributes. So the first one I'm going to use here, let's say private. I will use in a string. Implicitly, whatever you value give, the application.properties will take it as a default, because it will implicitly understood the data types. So first I will try to give a name. Okay. The second one, I will try to give a list. Okay. It's a string, and here I will try to give a list of you can say the countries. Okay. And third one, I will try to use a map. Let's say the zip codes. Okay. Now how we can do this? To do this in the application properties, you can do it in this way. Let's say example dot cities. So this is the first way of doing this. You can use equal, or it is not necessary that you need to use the dot operator, but basically we use dot operator so that we will able to know that it is coming from that particular component, or it is coming from the particular bean or a controller or a service. So here let me give the first, I will give the name. Okay, let's say the default name I will give Girish Kumar Shakya. All right, the second one I will use example dot countries, and this is going to be list. So how you can give a list? By using this is the first item, space, and let's say USA, space, and let's say Germany, space, and something like space, and let's say China. Okay, let's try to give this few countries, and the last one I will use here example dot, and sorry, and here I will use zip code. Okay, so this is going to be map. So in case of map, you can use this one, because inside the curly braces you can define the map. Let's say Delhi. Okay, it's key, the value I will give a random zip code like this one, and let's say the second one I will use Bangalore, and here I will give some default value, and I will take one more. I will take one more, and I will name it. Let's say I don't know the zip code of these cities, but I'm just giving a default values. So these three that we are going to use in the example. What you can do, you can simply use here @ value, and the first one is the name. So you can use double quote, $. Okay, so okay, we can do this, but you can also give the default value, like say here Girish, and very simple, you can use in this way the name. And if I run this particular example, because this time I have given a default value for this one, so I will stop this server and let me run it once again as a Java application. In the next upcoming tutorial, I will show you how you can change this banner name from a Spring Boot to the custom banner. So if I try to run this, you can see, okay, so this is the default value, but we need to take this value from the properties file or the YAML file. What you can do, you can simply, now you can use here the $ like this one, and what we can do here, it's example dot name. See, I will save this one. The same thing I will do the rest of the two @ value, and here once again double quote, the $, and here example dot countries like this one. So you can see the country. The third one is the zip code. So in case of map, there is a little bit different syntax that you need to use. Value, and here you need to use the SPEL concept hash. Okay, and then now you can use the $. Okay, once again here you can use example dot zip codes. Now let me try to display all these three values here. The first one is the name. Okay, country you lived. Let's say here I will use countries dot toString, and last one that I will use here zip codes. Just to simplify, here we can use zip codes dot toString. Okay, so we will try to print this three. Now let me try to run it. I will make a right click. First I need to stop this one. Okay, otherwise it will say the server is already running. Okay, we need to close it. So what is it is giving the problem with the example dot name here. So this is my value. So you can check it out whether you are doing correct or not. See, we are doing the correct. Sometimes what happen, we need to clean the project. It sometimes happens something like this. So I will clean the project first, and then I will try to run it. It usually happen, okay? You need to shut down the server and you need to rerun it again if some kind of problem persists. So here you can see, hello world, Girish Kumar Shakya, country you lived, zip codes. Now, the same thing you can do in by using the concept of the YAML file. The same thing you can do by using the concept of YAML file. And also what you can do, you can also give the default values. Okay, if you want to give the default value, you can also do it. So how you can give the default values? Suppose, let me here example, I will try to use here something new. Let's say private string I will use here, and let's say last name. And I want to use this, okay, by giving a default value. So very simple, you can use here a value like this one, and you can double quote, you can use a dollar sign. This is the signature syntax that you need to use. Let's say example dot last name here, and you can give some default value, the same. See, directly I'm passing out here, let's say Shakya, like this one, okay. And let me try to print it. So I will break this line something, so it will be in a readable format. All right, so after the zip code we can use here, and let's say last name, and I will try to plus, and this is my last name. I will try to print. So what I can do, I can stop it and try to clean the project, because it's showing the error if I'm not cleaning the project. So friends, it's pretty simple to use the values in a different ways. First we will see the output, and then we will move to the YAML part. Okay, see, I think it's working, and now you can see the last name is Shakya. The point to be noted out here, this particular property, okay, we haven't defined inside the application.properties, or if we use YAML, we haven't defined it, but still we have created it, okay, at the time of writing the code, and it will be automatically created when the Spring Boot application run. Now, how you can do the same by using the YAML file? So what I can do, I can change this property, because most of the developer, they use the YAML concept like this one, and now if you use it will get a lot of error, because in YAML the syntax is a little bit different. What this dot will be separated by the colon, okay, like this, and everything will be in a column like this. The same thing, you didn't need this one here, you can see, because everything is inside the example. That's why you didn't need to do this. Like this, okay, it is giving error. Not an issue, we will try to recreate it once again. Indentation error is very much the hurdle here, so we need to, okay, I think it will be solved if I try to give them a space like this, something like this, okay, name, okay, let me try to something, save it like this one, okay, let's say example, or we will give it a syntax, something how it look like. It's pretty simple, you can use any one of this. See, this is how the syntax should look like, And if I change it to the example, and this one I change it to the name, and here I will give a value. See, now it's working. So this is something you need to check for the indentation. Now here what I will give, the second one is the countries, like this. And let's say once again, India, USA, Germany, China. And third one, we can use the zip codes. The same syntax we can use out here. Delhi, something like this. And then let's say Bangalore, something like this. And let's say Chennai, something like this. We'll save it. I think now it will work perfect fine. And here in the example, the everything will remain the same. All right, but I will clean the code because I know in my system it faces difficulties. If I won't be able to clean the code, it will get that these properties is not available, something not defined, something like that. Okay, still it is example of zip codes. Yeah, it's a zip code. I think I need to use this one in this way. Okay, yeah, this is also the syntax that you need to focus. I will delete this one and I will try to run it once again. So it's pretty simple, means once you get the practice, you can do it very easily. And I think now it is running. It should run. When I run it, see, you will get the same output. All right. So this is how means you can use @value properties by giving a default value, by using the .properties file, by using the .yml file. The syntax may be a little bit different. All right. And you can also give the default value, something like this. So it's my humble request to all of you, if you like this video, so please do subscribe this channel, because in this channel you are going to get a lot of these kind of tutorials on the different languages. And please, my friend, don't forget to hit the like button, okay, because we work really hard to create these kind of videos. So thanks for watching it, and we'll meet you in the next upcoming tutorials.